of the brain. And you can see the scans on the top show the initial scan. A 46-year-old woman was having some memory challenges, age-related memory challenges, and we gave her a memory test during the scan. And the red areas show you where her brain is working. These are areas that control memory, areas that become a problem when people get Alzheimer's disease. And you can see her brain is working very hard at baseline in these initial underscans. We spent 2 weeks teaching her memory techniques and giving her a healthy lifestyle with exercise and so forth. And this is what her memory test brain scan looked like 2 weeks later. So she had very little activity. And the way we interpret this is that she can perform better. Her memory scores were actually much, much better after 2 weeks, and she needed less brain energy to do that. So it's a bit like a physical fitness model. In a sense, you can build brain muscle, or at least brain efficiency, by teaching the brain technology. Now, we just did a study, Your Brain on Google, and it was the first time that anyone had seen what the brain looks like, and just doing a very common internet task. And if you want to learn more about it, thank you, Susan, for mentioning iBrain. We have more details on it in that new book that you see there. And to do this study, we wanted to find people who were internet naive. And congratulations, you're the last person on earth to get an email account. But we did find these people. We did not recruit them online. We went to libraries and word of mouth, and we found them, and we matched them up with an age-controlled group that was internet savvy. And the next task was to create a version of an online experience in the MRI scanner. And those of you who have had an MRI scan know that it's a very narrow tube. You can't get a computer in there. So we had these specialized goggles, and we could present these research subjects pages like an attention task, or here was reading a book page, and then they could advance the book page using a little keypad at their side. And then we had mock internet sites where they had several places to choose from, several sites to choose from, and they had this little toggle switch that was next to their hand, and then they could look for the information. We gave them a test to make sure that they understood the information. We gave them age-appropriate tests because these were people in their mid-60s. We didn't ask them to find a skateboard park in Las Vegas, but where could you take a good nature walk in Los Angeles? And here's what we found from this study of Your Brain on Google. When the internet naive people were reading a book, the colored areas show where their brain was working. And these are areas you wouldn't be surprised to be activated: the visual part of the brain, memory centers, language centers. When these internet naive people searched online, it looked almost identical. When we looked at the internet savvy group, again we saw the same picture. We were ready to give up because we weren't seeing anything. Finally, when the internet savvy people searched online, we had a much different picture. We had more than a twofold greater extent of activation, particularly in the front part of the brain, the thinking brain, the decision-making part of the brain. So here's your brain reading a book, and here's your brain on Google. And it was quite interesting when we released this information. We had worldwide media attention. People were just fascinated by this, and the media spin was, oh my God, searching online is a great brain exercise, which it may be, I don't know. But one way of understanding this kind of information, is it good, is it bad? My answer is it depends on the context. And one way of understanding it is you look at brain activation on the vertical axis versus time with a particular activity. When we are first introduced with a novel mental task, generally we don't know